to Integrated EDU,
where innovation meets education.
Here we explore fresh strategies,
Creative learning pathways,
and powerful tools to boost student engagement and growth.
Let's elevate education,
one idea at a time. Hey educators, welcome back to another Integrated EDU. What are we talking about today?
Well, we've hit the 4th of July, so we're in the midst of summer. So we decided to do an episode on the 3 R's of summer.
Ooh, 3 R's of
3
summer.
R's of summer. So the 3 R's that we've come up with and that we truly practice, and it's one of those things where we have done it for so long, but we never really put like a name to it almost.
We also do them very differently.
We do. Yin and yang.
We're going to get into that
absolutely.
today.
The 3 R's: rest, reflect, and reimagine.
Yes. So our episode today is all about how to kind of rest in that summer space and get ready to head into the classroom, to your building, to your school next year.
Yep, absolutely. The whole idea is just to make sure that educators are taking that time for themselves so that way they can be their best selves as they head into a new school year, some of which might be coming sooner than others, but we want to make sure that everyone is set up for success.
Yeah. So the first R we're going to talk about is rest. When we first started talking about, hey, what should we talk about on this episode? And we came up with the 3 R's, Kara's idea was, well, one of them should be rest. And I started talking about what that looks like for me. And we realized that not everybody rests the same.
We, amongst other things, we're opposites in a lot of things. Rest is one of those things that we are very much different on.
So really, Kara, when you're thinking about rest, the idea behind rest is to do that for yourself, whatever rest looks like, so that you can bring that creativity back. You give your brain space to be able to think about other things. So what does rest look like for you?
Honestly, rest for me, when you're thinking it from the teacher point of view, is after that school year has ended, it is literally to put things down and to back away from it. So essentially anything school related, I put it down and I walk away from it for the time being. What I might do in the meantime is I start picking up that TBR list that is ever growing, and I'm a very avid reader, so that is extremely, bucket filling for me. I love that. Just spending time with family, being outside is huge for me, being in the sun, all of those things. And so all of those things equal rest, relaxation, but also just kind of bring me joy. So that helps refill that bucket without thinking of, the to-do list that's going to be there for the beginning of the school year upcoming. Like I put it down, I walk away from it for a little while and truly just focus on the things that bring me joy and that feel restful and rejuvenating.
We're kind of the same. So, okay, for me, rest, I absolutely I'm a goer. So my rest really isn't being still. I have, the 4 kids, 2 of which are in baseball. So we're constantly traveling, and that's my rest. My rest is pouring into my kids and, baseball moms, if you can relate, we're going. It's water bottles and Band-Aids and screaming and yelling. So that and travel. Yeah. But when it comes to school related things or education related things, it's constantly in the back of my mind. I'm constantly kind of working on it. I can't really put it all away. It's hard for me to turn that off. So but that gives me rest. That rejuvenates me and lets me turn it off slightly, but not enough to really let it go.
In all reality, I don't think educators truly ever turn it off completely.
No.
It's always going to be there in the back of your head. And when I say, I set it down, it's just one of those things that I don't make it my priority for the time being.
Yeah.
Because like you said, I'm pouring into my kids. We're going swimming. I'm, hitting that TBR list. And so, yeah, kind of that same thing, traveling for fun instead of for work. those types of things.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah, I agree. So whatever your rest looks like,
Mhm.
and you need to be purposeful in thinking about, what do you need to rest?
Mhm.
How does that look like for you? There's tons of self-help books out there and our opinions and everybody else's opinion, but really, what does it work for you
Mhm.
to really be able to turn it down a little bit in order for your brain to start getting that creativity piece and,
Mhm.
just feeling more full when you're ready to go back to
Yeah.
your space.
And when Meg is talking about, giving yourself space for the creativity, there's actually research done on kind of when you give yourself that break and you kind of step away from something, almost you think of it as like a little bit of breathing room, if you will. When you take that break, when you give yourself that space, your brain actually is able to then be more creative because it's not so focused on, the to-do list, if you will, or, the never-ending checklist that educators have. So giving yourself time to, put it down for the time being, it actually helps your brain come up with a little bit more creative ideas that you can use later on.
Yeah. And get some sleep. Get some
Yeah.
sleep, educators. This is your time to sleep in.
Unfortunately, this is about this time of the summer where my sleep schedule gets all messed up and I have to
I know, you
retrain
have to
myself at the beginning of the
reset.
school year.
Yeah, yeah.
But that's all right.
All right, let's move to the second R. The second one is
Reflect.
reflect.
Mhm.
So,
I feel in education, educators are constantly reflecting on a daily basis when you're giving instruction to kids. Even in the midst of a lesson, you're thinking in your head, oh, that went really well. Oh, that did not,
mhm.
that's not going so hot. Like you're constantly reflecting. But after you've given yourself some rest, some space, then you can go back and think, oh, just kind of overall, how did the year go? What are some things that I'm really happy with? They went really well. And what are some things that didn't? And looking back of why they may not have worked so well or they weren't successful in your eyes.
So when you're reflecting on the things that you did in years past, last year, and you come across the ones that are like, man, that one felt harder, the kids weren't really getting it, whatever that stumble is, we want you to think about the word purposeful,
Mm.
right? So what you're doing in your lessons, how you're instructing, what classroom management strategies did you come up with, is what that is purposeful for your goal that you're doing. Because we say it all the time. If it's not purposeful, why are we doing it? We
Mhm.
don't have a place to put more things on our plate rather than what we're doing in our classrooms needs to be the things that we need to have done. So thinking back to Kara and I sit down and we actually reflect on different parts, different units that we've gone through the years and think what part of that unit went really well,
Mhm.
and then what part can we elevate differently or try it differently, thinking of new students coming into our classrooms.
Mhm. Absolutely. So, like I said, reflect. We hit that rest, giving yourself space and time, and then getting to that reflection piece of truly just looking back at your instruction, yourself as an educator, your class, and thinking what went well, what didn't. How am I going to make this more purposeful?
Yeah. All right. The last R. The last R, the third R, is to
Reflect.
reimagine.
Oh my goodness, I went back to the second
We
one.
did. We got
I
to
just
reimagine
I
it.
just really love the reflect
You,
piece. I'm
she
sorry,
does like
you're right.
she does
The
like to
third
reflect.
one. The
We're
third
gonna
I was reflecting.
reflecting on the reflect. We're gonna reimagine. We've reflected. Now we
Now we're
have
gonna
to look at it differently, right?
Mhm.
So, oh, this is why I can't rest. This is why I can't rest, is because that reimagine piece is what educators are so good at. When
Yes.
we are given the space to reimagine what it could be.
Mhm.
Oof. That gets me really excited.
And honestly, that's what you want. You want that
Yes.
excitement. That's what drives you to the creation of all these amazing things that you're going to do throughout the school year. You want that excitement.
Yeah.
And when you are able to have that space to be creative, and that's really where the joy comes in.
So, what does it look like to reimagine with integrated? Well, we're going to tell you. thinking about reimagining those lessons, right?
Mhm.
Maybe that lesson did go really, really well, but you want to elevate it to the next level, right?
Mhm.
Or maybe there was some hiccups along the way. It felt dull or it was hard to get through. You need to reimagine how to make it better. That's where instructing differently comes into play.
Mhm.
We're all going to have those shifts in education where we walk in August, in September, and we have a brand new curriculum or a new way to instruct or a different behavioral management plan, right? Those are all little shifts in our education, but it's how we adapt to those changes and teach for impact that makes a difference. That's where the reimagine piece comes into play. So, thinking about your lessons to reimagine them, we're thinking, how are you going to teach your students a little bit differently?
Mhm.
What pathways are you bringing into your instruction? Are you going to try more visual arts this year? Maybe you're going to do some more movement. Maybe you found a new way for music, and all of a sudden you're a great singer and you're going to put that into your classroom, right? But just bringing back the love of teaching and reimagining what it could be for your students and for yourself.
Absolutely. And if you're wanting some ideas on, well, yes, I would love to change up, how I'm instructing my kids. I want more about the pathways. I want more about these experiences and just being able to be more purposeful in my planning. We have something for you.
We do.
Our book, Elevated
Elevated
Educator,
educator.
is out. It is available on Amazon. You can get it before the new school year starts. And in this, we talk in depth about the learning pathways and helping you reimagine what your instruction could look like to make the biggest impact possible for the students coming to you this upcoming school year.
And what's really great is you don't have to start in the beginning of the book and read all the way through. You could hop to the back of the book and pick up any of the 80 strategies back there and make
Mhm.
them your own in your classroom.
Absolutely.
That's what we love about this. As educators, we're amazing at getting an idea and changing, flipping, making it ours for our students, because we all know that the kids coming into our classrooms next year are not the same ones that left,
Mhm.
and our instruction can't look the same for them either.
Mhm.
And so we have to reimagine what that looks like for them. And that's the beauty of teaching
Mhm.
every year again and again, is that it doesn't ever look the same.
Absolutely. It's where our creativity comes out. A long time ago, we came up with this quote, and we haven't said it for a while, but we always talked about how teachers are artists. And a lot of you are scoffing, like, "Oh no, I'm not." Believe me, my stick figures barely look like stick people. Like, but it's true. We are artists, and our masterpieces are in the learning that we create. They're in the lessons and our instruction. And so we are just wanting to help you create those masterpieces, just reimagined so that way your students can have the most fulfilling school year possible.
Yeah. And we all know that student engagement and meeting the needs of all of those babies coming into our classrooms and into our buildings, it's hard to get that. It looks so different right now.
Mhm.
And we have a solution for that. Our
Mhm.
solution is to rest, reflect, and then reimagine what you're doing in your classroom so that it's purposeful for you and for them.
Absolutely.
We hope that you have a great, restful summer. Take this. We would love to hear, how do you rest? How do you rest in your summer? I would love some ideas. And also head on over to Amazon, get that Elevated Educator book.
Mhm.
We would love to hear your thoughts about that and some of the strategies that we've provided for you and how you've used them.
We cannot wait to see how you are going to reimagine your upcoming school year. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share it with fellow educators.
Join the conversation in the comments and let us know how you're applying these strategies in your classroom.
Together, we can create meaningful learning experiences for all students.
Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next one.